movie. No, seriously, when I saw commercials and trailers for this film, I think I liked the premise. You know, the idea of, oh hey, stepdad is here in town and he's, you know, getting along with the kids of his new family. Yet, the original father, the bio dad, as I would call, has come home. Hence, Daddy's home. Oh, and now there's going to be a competition between who's the better daddy? New daddy or the old daddy? You know, like, the idea writes itself, yet I think the problem here, now that I'm thinking of it, is that it's meant to be a comedy. You know, there's a good script in this, yet they fucked it up. It stars Will Ferrell, where, like I said, he's the stepdad, and, you know, there are some families there are families out there, of course, that do have a stepfather or a stepmom, and, you know, like, and sometimes, yes, kids do have some trouble adjusting to having a new parent rather than their old one for whatever circumstantial reason. And yet, clearly, at the beginning, the kids pretty much just hate their new dad. Like, how old are they supposed to be? And even then, like, okay, as far as I know, the boy who's supposed to be the older of the two is supposed to be, I think he's supposed to be in 4th grade by the end, if not 3rd. That's probably a 3rd grader. And as far as I know, this film has at least an expansion of, like, at least an entire year to at least have its, you know, like, from the beginning to the main plot. You know, and heck, like, the beginning title sequence, and, you know, they show the beginning credits or whatever, they give you an idea that it takes place at least a year through drawings, and oh my god, that's a terrible little girl. You'll understand if you either see the film, which I don't recommend, or if you see the Simpsons version of this. I don't know, the first drawing that Will Ferrell's character receives is a picture of him being dead and having homeless man poop in his hair. Specifically, homeless man. And the little girl who, I'm just going to assume is either in 1st or 2nd grade, did that on her own, you know, is the one who drew that. I mean, look, I'm pretty sure, now, I think we're supposed to like these kids, and I'm pretty sure that, and I'm pretty sure that if we're supposed to like them, I don't think they'd be drawing poop in your hair of a drawing. And, like, now the mother's like, oh no, I can't believe she did this. And then, but then Will's like, no, this is a good thing. This is finally progression. This time around, I'm not even dead. Oh. And then we get a year montage of these drawings of Will Ferrell's character getting various types of torture. And that's the only include that we get an entire year happening. And, like I said, somehow the boy is supposed to be in 3rd grade. But, like, and after the montage, somehow things are okay, where both like the kids are actually talking to the dad on Will Ferrell's daddy terms. Like, and you know, I do remember that, like, you know, that there was some narration where Will Ferrell was going on to say about anybody can be a father, but only certain people can be a dad. That's the one thing, or maybe two things, that I kind of like about this film. You know, just saying that, and it is true, you know, like, let's face it, like, in some cases, not everybody's meant to be a parent. And unfortunately, sometimes, if they're not meant to be a parent, sometimes they still do, for whatever reason. We are not and we are not going to list reasons. We're just going to say that it happens. Now, in some cases, sometimes the parent is no longer around. And unfortunately, sometimes that reason are for bad reasons, such as abandoning, or just, well, or just going on with their own life and not caring for the kid. I've actually known some friends who's been in that situation. I will not list names. But and then they go on to say, and he goes on to say that a daddy, compared to a father, is the one who does stick around and steps up. And actually, I got a friend who does have, I want to say father figure, but I think this movie's trying to say daddy figure. That was exactly that. Wasn't the original father, but played out the dad part perfectly well. And I mean perfectly well. I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but perfectly is the best word I could describe without permission. Without known permission. You know who you are. You know, and you know, like doing, and, you know, and a dad would be the one who would, like, you know, do the stuff, who would help raise the kids, who would help nurture the kids, and, you know, take care of the house and be there when the kids need them. Or and now, of course, like I said, in the movie, that things are going great, seemingly as it seems. And then, all due to one phone call from Mark Wahlberg's character, everything is pretty much just dismantled. You know, like, the kids are like, "Oh, Daddy's coming!" You know, now, when was the last time that the father, in other words, Mark's character, was around in this kid's lives? The lives of these two kids. As far as I'm concerned, it has not been in that entire year, or ever since Will Ferrell's character came into the picture. And I don't even know and, you know, like, there had to be a dating phase, so, I don't know, minimum, I would say 2 years. And a problem I have with this film is that, these kids have it imprinted into their memory banks that Mark Wahlberg is their father. And yet they haven't seen him for 2+ years. Like, this is what bothers me, because like this is the one really big thing that bothers me, that like, oh, this guy is recording that this the kids know who their dad is, and yet I feel like, and look, I could be wrong, like maybe a kid who is in third grade does have an idea on who does remember who their dad is, even if they haven't seen them for at least 2 years. And maybe we can assume that maybe for a short while, yeah, Mark Wahlberg's character was around for a while until he, as far as we know, straight up abandoned them. And that's what I'm assuming. All because he didn't want the father life. And just in spite of Will, Mark comes back to town to go and, like, try to reclaim his family. If you wanted the family, then why did you leave him in the first place? And they never really ask this question. I mean, all, like, what we get is just something that, like, we get the reason why Mark didn't stick around. It's all because he's not meant to be a dad. I find it very stupid. I mean, because, like, if you don't want to be a father, then maybe not have the kids. Or, you know, like, or at least not do what you're gonna make, or at least not do what makes the kids. You know, like, use protection! Use protection! And throughout the film, Mark Wahlberg's character is not a likable guy. And it doesn't help on Will letting him walk all over him, actually. Like, I don't know, like, I do remember that there was supposed to be a empowerment moment for the little boy because he's getting bullied, which is the one way I only know he's a third grader somehow. And, you know, they go on to say that, you know, now Will does go on to say that, you know, he did, lies about something about how he took care of his bully, but only to come out and say that he didn't do anything, and because he didn't do anything and he just let the bully walk all over him, that now it shaped him into his pansy-ass self in this film. Thus, of course, you know, now, like, you know, the boy has to try to defend himself, and does have a moment, and it is a subversion, but really, like, even then it's still dumb. I mean, like, and the reason why he's getting bullied is a dumb reason all the same. A real dumb reason. I'd mock it, but I'm trying not to have this too much spoiler free. And Mark Wahlberg's character, like, along with the, you know, abandoning the family thing, also seems to be like the perfect guy. Oh, he can build a treehouse in one night. Oh, he can befriend anybody. Oh, he knows how to do stuff. He's doing everything in his power to like overpower Will Ferrell, make Will look bad, and in no way it's likable. And there's even a point where he comes out and says that yeah, I'm sabotaging you. You know, I remember wanting to scream during the film. I think I even had to take a couple breaks from the film. It's a bad film. A very bad film. And I'm even surprised. I thought about giving it a below recommendation ranking. But thanks to Jeremy from CinemaSins, go watch him. Like, And of course, and a reflection on knowing that, hey, a lot of these characters are not exactly very likable. And the mom character, who's supposed to be the smart one, lets everything happen, by the way. I mean, seriously, at what point do you go and at what point are you supposed to, are you gonna be, saying, hey, this is my house, too, I have to have a say in things, too, because I don't want, because of my shitbag husband is not doing his job, so I'm just gonna let him ruin everything. I don't hate the actors, but I hate the characters. And wow, I also remember thinking that that this movie may have Mark Wahlberg worse than he was in The Happening. And I haven't even seen The Happening. I've only seen a review of it. I was gonna get, like I said, I think a long time ago, I would have given this film a below recommendation. But now, it's just a solid 2 out of 10. And that's putting it nice. I mean, I like the one message. Difference between a daddy and a father. But there are better films that says that. Like Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm gonna go and watch this film after when I'm done with this recording. And skip this film. Just skip it. And I'm also going to assume that its sequel, Daddy's Home 2, is just as bad. And Mel Gibson, why are you in that film? Synthone reporting out.